I'm sorry, folks. Bear with me a second. I'm having issues here. Okay, there we go. Welcome, everybody. I'm doing a live with Kristen Thomas tonight. She is an Air Force vet that actually, well, I will let her tell her story as I'm adding her in here shortly. We will get started.
Hey,
There you are.
yeah.
Sorry, this is the third one in a row I've had some technical difficulties with, but at least this one I was able to get started and without too much trouble.
Yeah,
So welcome.
thank you. I'm really excited to
It's
do
awesome.
this.
I was just telling everyone, well, I guess in the post I mentioned that you had some issues with migraines,
Yes,
severe migraines,
yes.
and I'll let you tell your story because you'll do it a lot better than I do.
Yeah, sure. So a little bit of background about me is that I was active duty Air Force for 10 years as a trauma medic, and then later got my nursing license and nursing degree. But I've struggled since I was 5 years old with chronic migraines, which they're horrible. For anybody that gets them, they're not just a regular headache. They can last anywhere from, 4 hours to 72 hours. And you never know which one it's going to be. So um, I spent a lot of time dealing with, I was eventually medically discharged from the Air Force because of how severe the migraines had gotten, and also for anxiety. And that kind of, after being in for 10 years, seeing specialists, and then basically being told that there's nothing else that they can do, was really life altering for me. I got in the Air Force when I was 18 and was getting discharged at 29. And, I'd worn the same outfit every day. There's all kinds of
Right,
things,
yeah.
little things you don't think about when you're transitioning to being a civilian. Healthcare costs, I mean, stuff like that. And, on top of that, dealing with that, the migraines were so bad that I couldn't function on in my daily life. Um, Really, I have tried, I mean, specialist after specialist. I've been on, sometimes I'm on up to 10 to 12 different medications at a time. And, uh, you know,
Wow.
but I've never come off of any medication. It's always been, well, let's add this and let's add that. And even let's have
Right.
you, come in. I was getting Botox injections every 3 months. I mean, just
Wow.
anything and everything that I could try to help. Um, and then also, with chronic illness comes anxiety and depression and different things because your life is ultimately changed. So, um, I had heard about CBD. I had tried, hey, Chris, I had tried a brand of CBD. I honestly won't even say it because I don't know which one it was. Um, I didn't put much weight in the fact that it possibly could help me, and it didn't. So, no surprise there. I was like, oh, well, I tried. Somebody said it would help, and it didn't. No big deal. Nothing helps, so I may as well just go on about my business. And spent the next year again more at specialists and things like that, and dealing with the VA, which is horrible. Um,
Fun.
it's fun, yes. I'll say fun, not horrible. Fun, and and I mean, this past November, I had a friend um, that was using HempWorks or had started using HempWorks CBD oil, and she said, she's actually friends with my husband, but because he's very open about everything that's going on here, she knew
Right.
how much my daily life was affected. So pretty much she came over to my house. She drove over to my house and force fed me her CBD oil.
Yeah, I laughed when I saw that on the interview.
Yes, well, it was the truth because at the time, HempWorks did not have sample packs. So
Right.
she said, I'm coming over to your house. I'm making you take this. Um, and then she sat on my couch and talked to me. So she made me stick this under my tongue. I did. Um, then we sat on the couch, and I was hoping she would leave because I was like, okay, you fed me the CBD oil. Now I'm gonna go back to my bed and lay down. And she sat there on my couch, and I was like, oh God, because I didn't think that CBD would. I thought there was no way if it was gonna help, it was not gonna help quickly. Like I was like, okay,
Right.
I'll let you know how I feel later today if I feel anything, whatever. So we're talking on the
Right.
couch, and she was she's very chatty. So she talked so much that when I started feeling better, I couldn't tell her because I couldn't get a word in. So she finally goes,
You better
"Oh,
be careful. She might be watching.
right, I know that's April. Chris knows her. That would be April. Um, she might be watching. She will watch this. Oh yes, she knows. She knows she's very chatty.
Okay.
Um,
All right.
and she was like, "Oh, how do you feel?" And I said, "Well, I felt better 5 minutes ago, but I couldn't tell you because we were just talking, and I didn't want to interrupt you." And I don't know how to describe it. What I told her is that every single day, regardless of whether I got a migraine or not, I woke up nauseous. And it was getting to the point where it wasn't just, just waking up, kind of coming out of being asleep all night kind of nausea. It was like I needed at least an hour before I could go get in the shower to get ready for the rest of my day.
Wow.
And then some days it would just transition into not going away at all, and I would end up in a migraine state, and then I'd have to call out of work or whatever. But pretty consistently, I could not get up and get going. It took about 2 hours for me to feel okay enough to even get dressed. Um,
Wow.
yeah. And so the fact that after trying this CBD oil that I just swore wouldn't work because the other one didn't, um, worked within 10 minutes. Like I just wasn't nauseous anymore. And I was okay with her sitting on my couch. Like I wasn't anxious and I didn't just want her to
Yeah.
go back to bed. I all of a sudden just felt like I could face the day. Like, all right,
Wow.
I could do this. And ever since then, I was like, okay, crap, I need a bottle of this so I can take this every day. Um,
Yeah.
one of the bigger turning points for me was at Thanksgiving of this past year. Um, because of like the different medical conditions and anxiety and all that, my my husband's mom and sister have asked, like, does Kristen like us? Because anytime I would visit them, which was about a 4 hour
Oh wow.
drive to their house, or anytime they would come here, I would be in the bed.
Uh-huh.
And
Wow.
so they really just genuinely thought that I didn't like them. And that's why I wasn't
Yeah.
interacting. And, it kind of stinks, yeah, to go to your in law's house and go, all right, guys, I'm going to be in the bedroom, watching
Yeah, I guess so.
TV and not talking to anybody. And
Yeah.
at Thanksgiving, I had been on the CBD for a couple weeks, and I had enough energy. First of all, I got up in the morning, um, like before noon.
That's amazing.
I know. Um, and I went downstairs and they were doing all the prep work food wise um, for Thanksgiving for people to come over. And I was like, well, can I help? And they know that I'm not a chef by any means. I eat like a bad college student. Like anything that goes in the microwave or the air fryer right now is where I'm at. So at first they were like, no, no, we first of all, they didn't want me to get tired,
Hmm.
to be burnt out, and that's all they had ever seen from me. And so they finally said, okay, you can chop the celery. So I got to chop the celery. Um, but the thing is like that was, at 7 o'clock in the morning, and I didn't go back to the bedroom
Yeah.
until it was time to go to bed. Um,
Wow.
and I think my husband stayed in bed till like 1 or 2. Like I was down there by myself, interacting with
Wow.
my husband's family and having a blast. Like,
Yeah.
and his grandma and his mom pulled him off to the side and said, what is Kristen doing different? Because they didn't, I mean, it's not like he announced that I was on
Right.
taking
Right.
something different. They
Yeah.
just said, it's been, she's different. Like we've been hanging out with her and we like
Yeah.
it. She's pretty cool. Mind you, my husband and I have been
Yeah.
together almost 5 years. So for them to just figure out that I'm, you know, not a, I don't just sleep all the time and all that,
Right. Yeah.
that's what's so difficult is like, I can't say that my migraines are 100% gone. What I can
Hmm.
say is that I was getting approximately 15 to 20 headache days per month. And in order to
Oof.
qualify for some of the medications that I was getting, I had to be having that many headaches a month, in order to
That's
move to like
crazy.
this. Yeah, yeah. Like imagine 20 days out of a month with some sort of head pain. Um,
And that was since you said that was since you were 5 years old?
Started when I was 5. It got worse when I was active duty, and to the point where they were considered uncontrollable. Like even if I took standard migraine medication, we didn't know if it was going to go away or not. So
Right.
they were scared to deploy me, in case
I'm
those
sure.
things would
Yeah.
happen. Exactly. And especially with me being a trauma medic, like what if she's the only medic on
Right.
shift and you get a
Right.
migraine and somebody's having a heart attack? Like, can you do your
Right.
job?
Yeah.
And that's what's been so sad is that these things have prevented me from actively being able to live on a daily basis. I mean, and make plans with
Yeah.
friends even.
Right.
I
Yeah.
even something like this, saying, "Hey, can you go live with me at 7?" Well, that was about 24 hours in advance, and I would have been like, "I have zero idea how I'm going to feel tomorrow at 7." So,
Yeah. It was
and
essentially holding you hostage.
yes, that's an excellent term. Yes, I
Yeah.
like that. That's exactly how it felt. And um, I have, so I was having 15 to 20 headache days a month. Since November, I've had less than 6 migraines. Like,
That,
that's life changing for me
since November?
since November, since I started in November.
Wow. That's amazing.
So when you're talking,
So okay.
80 some days
So I'm sorry.
versus,
Go ahead. Yeah.
9, that's a big difference.
That's amazing. So when you say, and this is just for the sake of accuracy, when you say you've had 6 migraines, is that headaches altogether, or is that six what you would consider migraine headaches? So,
Those are what I would
needing to lay
consider
down, that kind
migraines.
of thing.
Yes. So I
Okay.
get headaches, um, but now I can take regular Tylenol and they'll actually go away. Whereas before, it was nothing. I mean, nothing. Like I just stayed in a headache state for most of the month. Um, so what I've found now is that uh, weather, like major weather, affects them. But even when
Okay.
I've gotten those migraines, I have not had one yet last 3 days, which was kind of the norm for me. So
Wow.
since I've been taking CBD, it's almost as if it's allowed my body to, if I need actual migraine medication, to take the medication and it works
Yeah,
instead of,
that's great.
like actually, an abortive medication aborting the headache like it's supposed to. Um, so that's what's been insane to me. Alternatively, when those things start getting better, the anxiety starts getting better and the depression
I'm
starts
sure.
getting better. And
I'm sure.
yeah, so just being able to make plans with people and interact on a daily basis and not feel like a hostage anymore has been incredible.
That is so awesome. Wow, I can't even imagine. You probably don't even feel regular headaches now. You're like, whatever.
Yeah, right. I know. It's not even a thing. Um, I know that you and I talked. So I know I've mentioned this to you, but one thing that I'm really active in the recovery community, um, with people that have, been addicted to drugs or alcohol, and that has been something that I've noticed a difference in my. I won't say because of their anonymity. Um, there is a person that's very close to me, a family member that has been in active addiction that had started using CBD oil and is getting ready to celebrate 30 days clean.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I've heard
Actually,
I've heard a
think it
lot
was
of now. I
yesterday.
Yeah, I had heard a lot of things where it was good, for folks that were addicted and getting them potentially getting them, out of that situation. But I had never talked to anyone that had first hand experience with that, so that's great to hear.
Yes. So, on the other hand, um, I'll say that it's something that I think with CBD needs a lot of education to get out there. Um, I
Oh,
want to make it really clear that because of my experiences, like I don't use any mood or mind altering substances. Um, and so to have to be on so many medications and constantly being told like, well, there's not an alternative to opiates or narcotics or
right.
benzodiazepines for these kind of things. This this is not. I was wary initially because of the recovery thing about using something and feeling different. And people ask me all the
Right.
time like, how does it make you feel?
Right. Yeah.
And it doesn't make me feel anything. I don't feel bad. And I don't know how else to
It
explain that. Does that make sense?
it makes you feel like a better version of yourself without
Yeah.
being any different. Yeah, I get it.
Like all of
I
a
trust me, I feel
sudden,
the same thing.
I'll go 5 or 6 hours, because I was injured and I deal with chronic pain outside of the migraines, neck and back. And I've had a hip surgery already. And um, all of a sudden I'll be 5 or 6 hours into doing something and realize like I haven't been in pain the whole time.
Yeah.
I haven't had to stop and think, I don't think I can do this anymore. Or, my leg
Right.
is killing me. It's just kind of
Yep.
not there. I'll be doing something like this and realize like, wow, I'm not like, my stomach's not nuts. I feel like okay being
Yeah.
here and interacting when before it would be like I would have canceled on you 3 times and made up every excuse like I mean
Right.
I could barely go to the grocery store anymore with my husband. I would I didn't want to leave the
Wow.
house. I I was like, oh, thinking about, okay, I'd have to get dressed and then I'd have to see people and then I'd have to make decisions about food. And the whole idea would be so overwhelming that I'd end up not going anywhere, not doing anything. And
Yeah.
just maybe it'll go away kind of thing. Like
Yeah.
maybe food will just appear
So
because,
so I was gonna ask I was gonna put you on the spot a little bit,
yeah.
because everyone that I have talked to has gotten a surprise. I know with myself, um, my skin
Mm,
has now I'm a kidney transplant patient. I've thrown
okay.
that out there quite a few times.
We have
So my
one
skin
that's
was all.
joined us. Devin. Say hi,
That's
Devin.
right. That's right. Hey,
Yeah.
Devin. But that's one of the big things I noticed very quickly is the condition of my skin. It would always be dry. Now, granted, I
Right.
think I had my transplant in 2004.
Okay.
You know, guys are terrible with dates, but
It,
it was right around that time frame. So it's been a long time. Uh, but yeah, I almost noticed that immediately when I started taking it. I was like, wow, where did that come from? You know, I wasn't expecting that. So what's the thing for you? What's that one thing where you just it came out of left field and you had no idea?
that improved that I didn't think would
I
improve.
was surprised.
You know, like you say the skin thing, but I'll be honest, like I use the Renew cream and
Okay.
I mean, I used to like have really dry patches on my cheeks and stuff like that. The
Yeah.
other thing that I think is that I didn't realize that I'd have more energy. So,
Yeah.
like, and not in a energy drink kind of sense where you get like this
Right.
burst of energy, then you get real shaky, and then you're like, I shouldn't have done
Not
that, and
jittery
then you fall
energy.
asleep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, it's like, man, I can't believe I accomplished so much, like so much more than
Yep.
I'm used to. Um, and so I guess that's something else that I want to make really clear about taking this is that everybody has different results. Everybody has, you know, a thing or an idea that maybe they start taking it for, but I've discovered
Hmm.
that, everybody needs to be at a different dosage or amount that they're taking. Um, and then I have not experienced, oh, my other thing is that I am shocked that I don't care if something says it has no negative side effects. Like if it's negative, it's gonna find me. That's how I feel. So, and I have not yet had a single instance of being like, okay, this made me nauseous, or this made my headaches worse, or this made like
Yeah.
any, being on so much medication for so long. The list of side effects, like, in the commercials where the last one they say, and you could die, or you could die. I don't know.
Right.
That's
Yeah. Yeah.
also a
They
possible
go
side
on for
effect
10
is
minutes
death.
about all the things that can
Yeah.
happen to you.
Um, I think I was just really surprised to find out that like I didn't have any of these like secondary issues and then even my neurologist saying like, "Oh yeah, you just need to keep going with that because I
That's
haven't found
great.
anything that's worked for you
Yeah.
yet." So,
Well,
apparently,
that's the exciting. That's the exciting thing that I've noticed as well. I've had some potential customers or even customers that um, when I first got involved, first started, taking it, and I for some reason in my head I was like, oh, doctors will never sign off on this, but it seems like more and more they're opening up to it just because of the countless stories that you hear about, the different ways that it's helping people. So that yeah,
exactly.
that's a big one for me as well. Yeah.
So, I
So
I know
well, that's
that,
awesome.
it's been life-changing, and I say that in a way that for for someone like me who experienced symptoms, I mean, varying symptoms on a daily basis, to even feel 40% better or 50% better is life changing. And
Oh,
so,
oh yeah.
no, have my migraines gone away completely? No. Did I expect them to? Not at all. Did I expect them to even get better? Not really. So the fact that that has gotten
Hmm.
so much better is like, I can't even describe it. Like, life
That's great.
changing, life altering. It
Yeah.
really is.
Yep. Oh, yeah, I can relate. I can definitely, well, not with the migraines, but just, feeling so
Yeah.
much better. And I
Yeah.
really didn't have, when I started taking it, I really didn't have one thing that I was like, I need help with this.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I just I just wanted to feel better. I'm sure Devin, since you're online, I'll mention your name. Can attest to this a little bit, but when you have a kidney transplant, it's a treatment. It's not a cure.
Mm-hmm.
So even though you feel better, and you do, it's God bless all the donors out there. It's I can't tell you how much better I feel, but you're still not 100%. You still don't have all the energy that you had prior to getting sick,
Oh, I'm sure.
and those sorts of things. So that was a big thing for me. I was hoping it would help me be more healthy. It would help me with that kind of thing. I used to come home every day from work, every single day, hit the recliner, and within 15 minutes I was asleep.
Right.
And I can't remember since I started. I can't remember doing that once.
That's awesome.
So it's yeah, yeah. So yeah, I can definitely relate with the energy thing, and it's a good energy, like you said. So
Yeah. This is my puppy. She's also a CBD user.
ah,
What is she doing? What are Oh,
well,
she's
I'm gonna one
yawning.
up you because I think wait a minute. You know what? My camera doesn't want to cooperate, but I've got one on the
No.
floor.
You
Sleep.
got one on the floor? Yeah, she's actually like, we started using this for her for separation anxiety, and
Uh-huh.
I mean, this she ate all the door handles to the exit doors in the house one day when we left as a protest to being
Oh
by
yeah, you're not
herself,
allowed
I
to do
suppose.
that.
Yeah, not allowed to leave. I'm now a stay-at-home dog mom, so I get to spend all my free time with her. But the separation anxiety has been so much better because we don't she's allowed to roam the house when we're gone. I and does
Okay,
not
well that's good.
she
That's
does
great.
not destroy anything anymore. Um,
Yeah.
so just that, and I've noticed that it's funny because she'll get like a
Hmm.
huge burst of energy as well after taking CBD. Like, she's ready to play and go, and she's like, "What? Come on! Here's the rope toy.
How old
There's
is
a
she?
sock." She is 18 months,
Okay. Wow, I
a
was getting
year and
ready
a
to say
half.
18.
No, I see. I talked about her like she's my actual child. Like, oh yeah,
Yeah.
18 months. No, she's a year and a half,
Okay.
a
Okay.
year and a half old. So she's not unwell either.
Okay.
And I think that's really important too, because I think a lot of people think that CBD is only for people who feel bad or who have a
Right.
condition of some sort that they want help with,
Absolutely.
and it's
Yep.
not. Like,
It
it is.
really isn't.
I think about it now as like a daily supplement. Like, it is not a medication.
Yep.
Um, it does not cure any diseases or conditions, but there's, evidence out there that it helps improve um, different conditions. I know I can only say like certain words, well,
I know.
according
Yeah.
to the FDA, but
Well, you can say that, I believe I read where there are more antioxidants in hemp than there are in a lot of, fruits and vegetables, as well as it's a very healthy on top of all the, the benefits it provides as far as pain or any of those sorts of things. So yeah, it's you were mentioning your dog. Mine's 12.
Okay. So
So
older.
yeah, she's approaching that 18 a lot more than yours is. But
Right.
she's getting to the point where she could barely go up and down the stairs.
Oh,
And she quit jumping on the bed because she has arthritis in her rear legs
yeah.
fairly bad. Um, and so out of the blue, I don't know, maybe 2 weeks to a month ago, she just jumped up on the bed and we just kind of sat there and stared at her like, what did you just do?
Right?
And now she's not, it's not a full run up the stairs, but she used to almost hobble up the stairs.
Right.
And her legs would almost like give out on her. But now she can walk up and even at a little higher speed go up the stairs without you worrying about her like wiping out and rolling back down the stairs. So
Right.
yeah, it works great for dogs too. So
Yes. Um, you could shoot right now. This is what is going on. I'm like, oh, I'm just trying to calmly have an interview, and I'm also playing tug of war. So, uh,
I noticed your camera started
nothing,
moving there.
nothing to see here. This is just what's happening. So
Yeah.
she's like, play with me. Um, no, I'm really like I love doing stuff like this. I think, you know, I hope as I hope everybody that, I if I can, I became an affiliate because the product worked for me and because
Mhm.
I felt that I could help more people if I was an affiliate to be able to get the word out rather than just saying, "Oh, hey, this thing works for me. Go to so and so." Um,
Right.
and so like I only do this because I want other people to experience what I've experienced.
Yeah.
If they're struggling at all. Um,
Yep.
and I mean, I did other things. I talked to my doctors, especially with taking other medication. I have narrowed down my medication cabinet to about three main medications that I take, including this
From 12.
from 12, from 12
Wow.
plus. So,
Wow.
like, it just depended on, what doctor I was talking to and what they wanted to try. Um,
Hmm.
so yeah, like I've narrowed down to like a few medications that I'm on consistently at night, like on a nightly basis, like not three, four times
Yeah.
a day like I was before. And
Hmm.
um and the other thing that and I still like I go to counseling. Like I have other, I don't just rely on this to treat me. I still do other things. Like if I need to go see a psychologist or psychiatrist, that's what I'm going to do. You know, I
Hmm.
think those things work in conjunction with stuff like this.
Yeah.
And
Right.
and so I don't want anybody out there to be like, "Cool, I'm just going to dump throw all my medicine in the
Right.
trash."
Right. Yeah.
Kristen said this
It's
is
not a
working
it's
for
not
her
a magic
migraines.
bullet. You
It's
still have to
not.
use your brain
Yes.
and take care of yourself.
Yes.
But it's a
So,
huge tool.
absolutely. And
Yeah.
I think being able to hit people in like the recovery community and veterans that are I mean, that's the communities that I work within. And
Yeah.
so I mean, if you could just think about the magnitude of people that, could benefit
Oh,
from this just in those two areas, and
oh
then
yeah.
whatever's personal to you and then anybody else watching. Um,
Yeah.
just touching a life. That's what I think our kind of our team motto is, and what my goal has always been is
Yeah.
helping somebody else.
That's awesome. That is awesome, and I know I feel the same way. I was joking with the last, well, not half joking with the last person I interviewed, that I almost it sounds so silly, but you almost feel like a superhero when you sell a bottle to someone and they come back like 2 weeks later and they're like, "Oh my gosh, this, and this are so much better."
Yes.
I know it sounds dumb, but it makes you feel so amazing to be able to help people.
Yes.
So yeah, I can definitely relate there. It's awesome.
So like the testimonies, we like them, keep them coming. Tell us that you
Yes.
like it, tell us if it's working, tell us what's working. And because that, yeah, like you said, that's what I feed off of. Like, I'm not worried about, the
Right.
money or anything else. Like, I'm worried about, like, did this genuinely help you? Like, how can what can I do? Or do you need help knowing how to use it or what to use or how often? Let's find your sweet spot. Like, you know,
Right.
I tell everybody that they have a direct line to me. You know, you don't have
Yep.
to push zero for an operator.
Right. Yeah. That's the
Like,
same way I am. I mean, I get people that reach out to me all the time, about all sorts of different things, whether it be, how much should I take or any other kinds of questions.
yes.
So I definitely enjoy helping people and answering all those kinds of questions and hopefully pointing people in the right direction. So
Right. And real quick, I'll mention, just in case anybody wants to know, what I use is the 500 milligram. I've used both the full spectrum and THC free. Um, and I am on half a dropper twice a day. So that's what I found that is working for me. Like, I've gone up from, a quarter dropper up to a full dropper, and then I backed off to a half a dropper twice a day, morning and night, and that's what has been consistently working. So I'm not changing it. I'm just staying there.
that's awesome.
Um,
Yeah, I don't
so
blame you. And I've even I've both with myself and my dad, we I got to be careful how I say this because it could be taken completely the wrong way. I almost said overdosed, which is definitely a word you don't want to use.
yes, you cannot overdose on this.
We took too much. Let's
Right.
go with we took too much,
Okay.
and slowly stopped feeling the effects as well as we had been. So we had to kind of roll our dose back, and then it got back to where it needed to be, and we were definitely feeling the same benefits as we were before. But that's one thing you do have to be careful about with CBD is you can definitely take too much, and I know a lot of
Feel
other
worse.
things. The more
Like,
you take, the more it feels, but it's different with CBD.
yes. And I will say that's maybe because of my experience in recovery and having having been in that lifestyle before. I was always that person that, like, okay, well, if they say take 1 to 2, then 2 to 4 must be better. Like, that's just
Yeah,
how my
right. Yeah,
mind works. My mom's the total opposite. She's like, if they tell me to take one, I'm taking half. And I'll go from there. So I don't know where I don't, I ask her all the time, I'm like, am I really your daughter when it comes to drugs? I don't know, because we have two total different mentalities. So yeah, like, you know, more is not always better. Once I found my sweet spot, I didn't need to keep going to see if I could feel even better than that. Because
right.
sometimes, I do know that some of the side effects, the worst ones that I've heard could be like headache, nausea, but you cannot overdose on this. You can just kind of,
Right.
if you drink a whole bottle of oil, any oil,
You'll,
vegetable oil,
you'll
olive oil,
probably feel kind of
CBD,
bad. Yeah.
yeah, you're not going to feel great. So, I mean, don't
Right.
do that.
Yeah.
I
Right.
think
Yeah.
Devin asked, how much
Devin,
do you take? Yeah.
I saw your question. So I just take 5 drops in the morning, 5 drops at night. I haven't deviated. And when I tried, it kicked my well, it didn't kick my butt, but it stopped working as well. So yes, sleepy. That definitely happened when I took too much. So
Right. Yeah. So, for people that are experiencing difficulties with sleep, that may be something they want to try more in the evening and less during the day. Um,
right.
but I would just say, if you're watching this and you're thinking about trying it, HempWorks has that a 60-day empty bottle money back guarantee. So we're 100% confident in the product, and that if it's not going to work for you, we still want you to try it until it's
Yep.
gone to see if it works for you. And then you can, that's one. Look, I couldn't do that with any of my prescription medication that I paid ridiculous copays for. They wouldn't let me return any of that
Right.
if it didn't work. It's
Yep.
just, so that gives
And
me a lot of like confidence in the company and in the product.
absolutely. And another thing I definitely want to mention is if you do decide to try it, it's very important that you are patient. And if it doesn't work right away, a ton of people out there have to toy around with the dosages. I know people that take it 3 times a day. I know people that take it 1 time a day. I know people that take 20 drops. I know people that take 3 drops.
Hmm.
Everybody's body is different, and I think you mentioned earlier, you kind of have to find your sweet spot where it
Yeah,
works best for you. So that's don't throw in the towel after a week. Oh no, this stuff isn't working for me because that you have to find the sweet spot, and once you do, you'll definitely benefit.
exactly.
Well,
And
okay, let me rephrase that.
yeah,
You should benefit. There are every once in a blue moon there is someone where it really doesn't work that well for. So I don't want to promise every single person that it's going to work great for you, but the vast majority of people, if they do find that dosage, they're good to go and very happy. So we're actually the HempWorks testimonial page. I think there's over 6,000 people in that, and there's all kinds of things in there where you can see it's helped different people with different symptoms and conditions and those sorts of things. If any of you would like to be invited to that, either let Kristen or myself know, and we'll be happy to add you just to kind of do some research there. It's really fun to read through just to see how people have been helped. So,
and I know that me personally, if I can't find the answer for somebody or if I don't have experience in it, I have such a huge, amazing network of people, including Rob, that somebody will know and somebody will probably have had some experience in it, with a certain symptom or an issue or just overall in general. And, but, I'm available to ask questions too. I'm sure you are as well. So, yeah,
yep. All right.
thank you.
Well, is there anything you'd like to plug? We've been talking quite a while.
Oh, yeah. Hold on. Big
Okay.
thing happened today. Oh
Uh-oh.
my goodness. So I, because I'm lazy, have not made, so I've been thinking for like since I started this in November, like I wish I could, hop into the bathtub and put CBD oil in there with me. And then I've looked up like ways to make my own bath bombs. And okay, I won't say late. I'm not lazy. I'm a procrastinator. So I
There you go.
procrastinated long enough that HempWorks said today, and as of today, they have bath bombs. So, thanks for stealing my idea. I'm like the shoelace person. I probably thought of shoelaces before that guy too, and he's getting all the credit. But hey, so yes, so HempWorks just came out today. It's live on the site already. So if you want info, let us know. There are CBD oil bath bombs. Each bath bomb has 100 milligrams of hemp oil, 10 milligrams of CBD oil or CBD, and come in 4 different scents. And I don't know what they are off the top of my head, but I'm sure they're amazing because
Yeah.
they don't want you to smell funny. And they come in packs of 4, and they're live on the site as of today. Today, today,
Yep.
today.
I
So,
completely
yeah,
forgot about that, so I'm glad you brought it up.
I know. Well, I thought you were hinting with your like, hey, is there anything you want to plug? But look,
We
you
did
didn't
mention
even
it
do it on
earlier, but
purpose. So that was like an
well, that worked out fine.
accidental reminder.
Yeah.
That's great. Um, take CBD. You can be as fun as we are.
There you go. Yeah. Always
So
smiling.
yeah, right. So yeah, so that's big news. And in the month of March, I don't know if you've seen this, but um, HempWorks is doing like cash prizes randomly in different little tickets that they're sending out in the boxes for anybody that places a builder pack or above in the month of March. And you can get
Oh,
anywhere from $100 to $1,000. So I won't say the
nothing wrong with
golden
that.
ticket. They're like bronze, silver, black, and gold, and the different color tickets represent different amounts of money. But lavender, citrus, lemongrass, and sea salt. Thank you. Those are the scents. Um, that's what I mean. So everybody's so helpful. Um,
Yep.
but so yeah, like this month is a month to become an affiliate because it's for customers and affiliates, I believe. Anybody that's ordering builder or above. And you could potentially, I mean, I know they're giving away $25,000 total.
Wow.
So March Madness, y'all. Come on.
I'm glad you threw that out there.
Yeah. I'll
I
send you
hadn't
the
heard
info
that
if you
one
don't have.
yet, so
I'll send
that's
you the info. Okay, I'll send it to you
okay.
so you have it.
All right.
Yeah. So those are my two plugs. Thank you.
Okay, very good. The only thing I really have is I have a YouTube site. It's called CBD Crazy. I would really appreciate you going to it. I post all my lives there, so if you want a one-stop shop for all these fun and amazing lives I do, apparently my dog does. Uh, yep, hit me up, CBD Crazy. Subscribe and check out all the videos. So,
Yes.
um,
Thank you.
but yeah, that's all I have. I would ask everyone that's watching this if you could share this. That would be amazing.
Share.
Just so we can get to as many people as possible. So,
Yes.
all right,
Share, share,
Kristen.
share. Thank you. Oh, Zoe
Anything
just barked and said,
else?
nope, she's saying bye. See? She's
Let's
like, time to
let's see if I can
play.
pull this off. My phone going crazy. Joy, look here. There we go.
There. Oh, hi. She's waving.
Yeah,
She was
she's
like,
she's dying to get out the door because she heard something downstairs.
yeah. All right.
So,
Well, you go
all right.
handle that.
Well,
Thank you so
so
much.
much. Really appreciate you joining me. So,
Yeah, you're
and we will
welcome.
we will talk soon.
Yeah, I look forward to meeting you because we're going to be at the Southern Women's Show.
I was getting ready to say we do have another plug.
Yeah.
If you happen to be in the Richmond, Virginia area, the weekend of March 22nd through the 24th, there's a Southern Women's Show there. There's supposed to be a lot of people that show up, and we have a
20,000.
booth there. Yep, we have a booth there, so it's going to be an awesome experience. You can stop by. You can try some CBD oil if you'd like to. I believe we'll have bottles on hand to sell, and
In sample.
yep, sample. And if you
And you
just
get
want
to
to
meet
get questions,
us.
and you get to meet us, yeah, that's a big plus. So yeah, feel free to stop on by. So
Please. Yes.
uh,
Awesome. All right. Plugs over.
that's all I got. So I don't want to go too long. So
Yep.
everyone have a great night. Thanks again, Kristen, and we'll talk soon.
Bye.
All right, bye.